Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? It is I, Magician88, and I'm going to cast another fun game that my friend just sent me via any means necessary. So actually I'm going to turn on the sound first. So anyway, in the top right hand corner for red we have HTMM's Sin. This is yeah. And in the bottom right hand corner we have SCS's LXE, also known as my friend Eric. So this is going to be of course a TVT for Heart of the Swarm. We are of course playing on Whirlwind LE or Ladder Edition. Warning, this game will end in Terran tears. You cannot be more correct, my friend. As this is of course going to be a TVT, we do see the supply depot is coming down at exactly the same time for both players here, so we'll see what they decide to do out of it. Now, it looks like the meta of TVT is in fact mech, specifically tanks, but this game is apparently in Bronze League status. So anyway, like my friend here, LXE, he is not yet ranked, apparently. I'm not entirely sure if this is the North American server or the Southeast Asian server, but he's not ranked here. This is probably the North American server because I actually recognize his portrait, which means it's probably the North American server. Anyway, Sin, on the other hand, is actually Bronze League right now, so that's going to be some pretty interesting stuff that may be happening from him. Maybe we'll see some interesting moves made from him, because in Bronze League you really could just do anything you want and hope for the best. So anyway, Sin is actually going to go for an early gas. We should be seeing some Reapers out of him if he decides to go that way. That's generally what you would do with that early gas. We do see the tech lab actually coming down for Sin, so maybe he's going to go for an early Marauder. I'm not entirely sure how good that would do, as he is in fact playing against Terran. Terran often don't get armored units that quickly. They are not Protoss. Meanwhile, LXE is going to not get his gas at all. He's actually going to go for an orbital. Maybe he's thinking of getting an early expansion. He has already the amount of minerals required for such an expansion, as now he is just waiting to drop down that command center. There it goes. Meanwhile, our red Terran players actually go for another barracks here, so it looks like he may be thinking of doing an aggressive push very soon, some sort of timing. Now he is doing researching stim, so maybe he may be doing a stim timing, which would actually be pretty powerful, considering that our blue Terran here, LXE, is only just getting an expansion. Now we'll see what this SCV decides to do very soon. Whoa, he's actually going to go for another one. Maybe he'll be flying this expansion, this command center, or all the way up here. Now it looks like LXE has decided not to scout out the base of our red Terran player, which means he doesn't know anything about this very aggressive red Marauder. We do have a reactor coming down for this barracks, so we should be seeing some Marine Marauder stim timing. I think that once again that would actually be super duper powerful, and I think our red Terran is about to realize how great a move that is going to be, unless our blue player decides to cancel this command center and then like drop down about 5. Whoa! We do see another command center. Our blue Terran player is actually playing super duper greedy here. Maybe this is like some sort of Fun Day Monday type of thing, but it's not, because that one was like ages ago. Last year, in fact. So it looks like the second one is going to pop up into an orbital, and our red player should be making something out of this barracks very soon. Now now Stim is almost done researching. He should probably get these two Marauders to just hut all the way across the map. He knows where our blue player has spawned, but anyway, this command center is actually just going to turn into an orbital. And now we do see an engineering bay, which is a bit of a strange idea. I'm not entirely sure what that is about, but these four guys, I mean, they're going to do quite a lot of damage against what is essentially just nothing but workers right now. And it looks like the rally point hasn't been set for this for the natural just yet. Now we do see another command center. Oh my God! There's a difference, I think, between being greedy I think there's a difference between being greedy and just being insane. I mean, come on now. What is this? It's got another command center. Okay, I actually don't know what our blue Terran player is doing anymore. I actually have no idea. He hasn't mined any gas. He's only got the barracks out. The barracks has apparently been used for the sole purpose of getting out the orbital. So maybe he's going to do some sort of mass scare kind of thing. And he's going to drop down another one. Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, our red Terran player is actually going to go for his +1 attack and combat shield for his marines, which means this army, if it decides to move out, is actually going to be really, really powerful. He's going for a second engineering base. He's actually going to drop down a factory now. If he decides to go for reactors on this factory, that would actually be really, really powerful against what is essentially just nothing but SCVs. It's just nothing but SCVs. Now, if we look at the units tab, we have 35 SCVs to 26, which means there's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that bloody hell, what the hell is this? There's no doubt in my mind that the economy for there's no doubt in my mind that the economy for our blue player is skyrocketing right now. If we look at the income tab, more than double the harvesting, the mineral harvest income for our blue player, and now our red player is just completely confused. But of course, he has decided to make the right move, which is to actually go and attack now with this army as 1-1 is about to finish. Sorry, not 1-1. Just +1 attack. Now +1 armor is about to finish, and the factory is going to come down very, very soon. Oh dear. Okay. The factory, of course, should be able to... No, it's the armory, actually. My bad. The armory, if he decides to drop down an armory, will allow him to get that +2 attack and armor. But anyway, is it the armory? Oh, I can't remember. I don't play Terran. But anyway, here comes the Marine Marauder, and they're actually going to be pretty scary. And now, if he's going to stim, I think that's actually pretty unnecessary, because all he's got to go up against is just a bunch of SCVs. Now, here come the SCVs, and now the mules. You've got to remember, the mules actually can't attack. Which is why those mules were just sort of moving all over the place, and here come all the other SCVs. Now, if he actually gets a massive surround, that would actually be hilarious, but I don't think this is actually going to work. Now, one Marauder is actually going to die if we bring down the... If we take off that thing. Now, this Marauder actually got surrounded, the poor thing, as the drills of the SCVs are actually going to try and kill off this army here. Now, the army should actually stim and run away, but I think if our red Terran player actually just continues to build Marines, I think he'll be fine. I mean, building Marauders may be a good idea, to use the Marauders to tank the damage, but oh my god, these SCVs have actually managed to get rid of this entire army. So, wow, okay. And this Marauder is completely screwed anyway. So now these SCVs, what are they going to do? They're going to move over here. Wow, okay. Moving on. It looks like even more SCVs are being produced right now, as seriously, that's all that's being produced. Unfortunately, we do have these SCVs here on a follow command of some form. Now the armory is coming down for our red Terran player, and why the hell did it go all the way over there? I think he really needs to try and get out some more beefy units like tanks and stuff like that, but he is getting out of barracks. He has a lot of gas, so I think he should probably get some SCVs to mine some minerals. Now, now it looks like these SCVs are actually trying to attack this command center here. That's not something you really hear every day. Those SCVs there are actually going to die. 2 SCVs. This is not even an SCV rush. This is like the most delayed SCV attack ever, but it's actually apparently doing some sort of damage. Now, I think this army really needs to start defending this area here instead of just defending the ramp. That's actually really, really pointless. Although, if Blue decides to use those SCVs to attack, that would actually prove pretty good if these guys are in an open area, because if the SCVs actually do get a surround, they can actually do quite a bit of damage. I gotta say, if they get the surround, they can do quite a bit of damage. But I think, being SCVs, of course, you got to remember they only do 5 damage. Now, let's have a look at the upgrades of our red player here. They're at 1-1, which means that the Marines actually, they already get 1 armor, which reduces the SCV damage down to 4. Meanwhile, the Marauders, I think, get an armor of 2. That's right, which means it reduces the SCV attack damage down to 3. So the SCVs are just starting to get more and less powerful as the upgrades continue, and of course with the armory down, it means that both these two upgrades, the 2-2 is currently being researched for our Red Terran player. What can you do at this point? Now there's a lot of mules mining, which is probably why the blue Terran player has got his command centers to apparently target this mineral patch. Now that's some pretty long ass friggin' mining here, and he's got 3 SCVs here to just sort of check out what's going on. Oh, I like the idea by our Red Terran player to make this a planetary, because basically any SCVs that try to attack a planetary, they ain't gonna work, because, well, do I even need to tell you why? Seriously? I honestly think when you're in this state, when it's obvious that your opponent is just going to build nothing but workers, you should build things that are good against workers. Now, Marine Marauder, good against workers, fair enough. But what is also good against workers? Hellions. Hellbats. Whoa! Manomules as well, stealing some minerals from our Red Terran player here. Now, they're actually in range of the planetary, but unfortunately, mules, they do have 60 health, which means they can actually survive long enough to actually get some minerals from those mineral patches. Now, that's actually some pretty hilarious stuff right there. But all the more minerals for our blue Terran player, as I think he needs to build some more supply depots. I don't think he realizes that he's actually supply blocked right now. Maybe he wants to just stick on 126 friggin' supply of just nothing but workers. But anyway, this little attack is actually going to get scattered by these two mules here. I don't know why I'm actually getting these lag spikes. That's actually pretty random, but here comes the massive attack. That's actually so many workers, but unfortunately they are going for the Marauders, which is why they're not actually doing that much damage. The Marines are the ones with the little health, and they're doing so much DPS to those SCVs. Now, the SCVs are not actually getting any surround either, which is why they actually have no advantage going up towards them. Now, we do see even more command centers. They're just going all over the place, and this one also being dropped down right here. I think what this means is blue Terran player here realizes that he's actually just going to lose his command center, and that's going to be pretty unfortunate for him. He's going to lose his main base. He's probably going to lose his natural base as well. I think he really needs to lift up all of these orbitals and sort of fly there all over the place just in case. Now, this Terran army is actually going to march up, and it's actually a pretty scary army. Now, he's already lifted one of those buildings. He's got all the other ones as well. Now they're going to fly all over the place too. So that's actually going to be a really good idea for him. Now, there's really nothing that our blue Terran player can do to stop this army. There's even an SCV here as well, an SCV of his own. The red SCV sort of just tried to work some stuff. Now, can these SCVs get a good surround? No, they can't, because a bunch of them actually got distracted by this red SCV here. As I just go and cut something off for a second here. Okay. Now the fleet of orbitals is actually just flying around. Now, does our red player know about this? No, he doesn't. All he sees is the third. And now he actually sees all of those orbital commands just flying around. Now only the Marines actually can find it, and it's going to be GG for our blue player. Does he actually decide to leave the game? I mean, yeah, okay, yes he does. So I think this build was never going to work for obvious reasons, but it was a pretty funny game nevertheless. This was in Bros League as well, and he was apparently unranked, so it really didn't matter whatsoever. Yeah, okay, it looks like a starport was coming down for our red player as well, as he was about to make a bunch of command centers. I love how he was on 2 base, he had 2 gas, and he just kept on making Marines. That was a really, really good idea for him. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. So that was a pretty bizarre game, to say the least. I honestly reckon with 2,500 minerals, LXE could actually just find a place, land all of these command centers all over the place, like just split them up, land them all over the place, and then just continuously stream SCVs into the red player's base, and the red player would be completely screwed. up to about here, where the planetary would just be like completely overpowering against it. But anyway, that's about it. So thanks for watching, I guess. Yeah, thanks for watching. You can subscribe to my channel for more StarCraft 2 action, hot StarCraft 2 action like this. I mean, this is pretty insane, I gotta say. And yeah. You can follow me on Twitter at Magician88. You can also follow me on twitch.tv/Magician88. That's where I stream a lot of things. This was not brought from the stream, by the way. This was actually recorded, which is why it actually sounds pretty good. It actually looks pretty good. And yeah. Alright, well then, until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.